What's up, my friend? I'm gonna share the story behind the Never Be the Same song that I just wrote and released. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I'm gonna link that here in the cards above, but yeah. Before we get into the video, subscribe to my channel if you find my music encouraging, if you wanna hear more of my music. And also I wanna say that I have an email list, so if you're interested in getting more personal updates from me, where I share more stories and things and offers and updates that I don't share on YouTube or other social platforms, click the link in the description below. It says join the fam. Would love for you to be a part of it. But yeah, let's get into this. So as I've shared, this is a song about faith. It's a song about struggling to believe that God cares and that God, is going to keep his promises. I think we all go through hard times and we go through seasons where we wonder, we're confused, wondering what God is doing in our life, wondering if he's going to actually use our pain and the things that we go through for something greater. That's essentially the heart behind the song, is feeling confused, doubting God, but despite that, still trying to trust that he's working something out in my life. One of my favorite lines is the line in the second verse where I say, I've heard how the dead things come back to life with your touch. I'm trying to move on, but I'm stuck in what was. I don't want to drown in my sorrows. Help me know that you will make a way. You will make a way. That line was inspired by the story in Ezekiel where Ezekiel asked God, can these bones live? And God told him to prophesy to the bones, and he breathed life into the bones. It's kind of what that line was inspired by. And I think a lot of times, I've struggled with depression and anxiety for the past probably 8 years, ever since I started really making music, trying to put myself out there since I was in high school, trying to figure out where do I fit into the world. And, there have been so many seasons where I've tried to pull myself out of this dark state, but it's been so hard. And that's where that line, I'm trying to move on, but I keep getting stuck in the past, keep getting stuck in feeling like the past was better than it actually was, romanticizing the past, feeling like, things used to be better than they are now, even though in some ways that is true, in some ways it's not. But I get stuck in the past and stuck in thinking about my childhood. When I was a kid, it was in 3rd grade, all I had to do was ride the bus to school, pay attention in class. I got to play outside, didn't have many responsibilities. And I compare that to now, and now it just feels like, wow, is this just my life? And then I say, I don't want to drown in my sorrows because I don't want to be stuck in this situation forever, even though I know it's so hard to pull myself out. So that's kind of the idea behind the song, is doubting God, struggling with anxiety and depression, struggling with many different things, struggling with my faith, but despite all of that, wanting to trust that he's going to bring something greater. And, I've seen his hand in my life. I've seen the blessings that he's brought to my life, things that, there's no way this could have been anything except the hand of God. But despite all that, life happens, you go through hard times, and you wonder, is God there? So I wrote this song to encourage you. If you're going through something similar, there's hope. And yeah, go check out my song. Hopefully it'll really encourage you. And if you relate to this, leave a comment below. Last thing I want to say is, if you're interested in hearing more of my music and getting more personal updates from me, I have an email list and I'd love for you to be a part of it. It's kind of like an intimate family where I share more personal updates, other things that I don't necessarily share on social media platforms. So if you're interested in joining that list, yeah, click the link in the description below. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get more songs and music and to hear more stories like this. Peace.